Good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories on this Friday the 13th, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And it was white out there for many of us this morning, especially in the higher elevations. In Wenatchee, just a little skiff of snow, but things did clear out and the wind picked up this afternoon. You can see all the activity looking south from the Cascadian Hotel and apartments here in Wenatchee, and things did clear out and the wind picked up this afternoon. In fact, wind advisory until tonight. These are the possible gusts that we could see as we move through the evening tonight. I do think Saturday will be much better, but we could see gusts between 25 and 30 miles an hour here in the Wenatchee area. A little bit less up to the north around Winthrop, Spokane, if you're heading east on I-90, even a little bit stronger. Also, as we move through the night, we will see possibly a little more snow. I don't think anything really for us here in the Wenatchee area or Moses Lake or our viewing area really, but I'll tell you, to our west, still could see 8 to 12 inches of snow on both Snoqualmie and Stevens passes. And if you are heading east, a good 4 to 6 inches on Lookout Pass as well. And we will have your entire weather forecast this weekend and beyond coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Governor Jay Inslee and First Lady Trudy Inslee asked Washington residents yesterday to avoid gathering with others outside their household this Thanksgiving, pointing to an increasing transmission of COVID-19 in the state. And this morning, after his address to the state, Inslee issued a travel advisory recommending no travel between states or to other countries. And a 14-day quarantine for anyone who does cross state lines, remember that, or international lines. We'll talk more about that as well. But first, we begin tonight. 3 semis collided near the summit of Blewett Pass yesterday afternoon, resulting in 2 of the big rigs needing to be towed and a diesel fuel spill, but no injuries. Trooper John Bryant of the Washington State Patrol said the accident happened just after 2 p.m. before a snowstorm hit the pass. The 3 semis were all traveling southbound, and it's unclear if there was an attempted pass being made before all 3 banged into each other. More than 50 gallons of fuel leaked from one of the semis, but fire district responders were able to keep it from going into a creek. Bryant said the spill did cause some damage on private property. Governor Jay Inslee and First Lady Trudy Inslee asked Washington residents on Thursday to avoid gathering with others outside their household this Thanksgiving, pointing to increasing transmission of COVID-19 in the state. And the governor warned that new measures to combat the pandemic spread will be announced in the next few days. Washington has seen explosive growth of COVID-19 statewide in just the last 2 weeks at a rate of more than 1,000 new cases a day, and hospitals are preparing for a potential flood of coronavirus patients.
Simply put, we have to rethink these holidays so that we may be thankful when we don't lose more lives to COVID.
Like many of you, we Insleys love our Thanksgiving celebrations. For decades, we started the day off with a touch football game, followed with a potluck with family and friends, and then we finish it off with pie and turkey sandwiches.
And these are treasured parts of our family traditions, including, of course, our grandkids with olives on their fingers. But this year, we know we're going to have to pause all that. This year, our family will celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas, but we'll do it virtually. But here's some good news. We're only going to have to do this once. This is a unique Thanksgiving and holiday season. We're thankful that more therapeutics are on the way, as is the imminent arrival of a vaccine. And so there is a lot more at our disposal to fight this virus than there was when the pandemic began. We are optimistic that Thanksgiving 2021 will be the best ever. But this year, it's just too dangerous to gather together indoors where the virus can spread so easily. So this year, when you join us in changing your Thanksgiving and December holiday plans, please know that you are doing it as an act of love for the people around you and your entire community.
The morning after his address to the state, Inslee issued an official travel advisory recommending no travel between states or to other countries and a 14-day quarantine for anyone who does not cross state or international lines, It's similar to a recommendation that governors of Oregon and California made to their residents, likewise aimed at slowing the coronavirus. Inslee says, quote, COVID-19 does not stop at state lines, unquote. Coming up next, Grant County, which has been especially hard hit during the recent surge in COVID-19 cases, is likely to see its death toll rise significantly in the coming days. And Gebbers Farms, one of the largest agriculture operations in the U.S., must pay a $13,200 fine for failure to tamp down the spread of COVID-19 among the residential workers. And finally, Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant said the accident on Thursday on Highway 2 near Leavenworth, in which a semi slid on ice and ended up in the Wenatchee River, is a good reminder of how dangerous that stretch of highway can be. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Welcome back. In another news, Grant County, which has been especially hard hit during the recent surge in COVID-19 cases, is likely to see its death toll rise significantly in the coming days. The Grant County Health District said it's reviewing 7 new deaths that likely will be attributed to the virus. The health district currently lists those deaths as pending and is awaiting death certificates for review. There have been 28 verified COVID-19 deaths in the county since the pandemic began. The county has reported 84 new cases of the virus in the past 2 days, and 15 Grant County residents are currently hospitalized with COVID-19. Gebbers Farms, one of the largest agriculture operations in the U.S., must pay a $13,200 fine for failure to tamp down the spread of COVID-19 among its residential workers. The State Department of Labor and Industry says Gebbers workers were allowed to interact outside their housing pods and that no barriers were put in place to prevent virus spread in kitchen and cooking areas. Both are violations of ag worker health rules during this pandemic. Gebbers became the site of a major COVID-19 outbreak that killed 3 guest workers last August. A separate L&I investigation into those deaths has not yet been completed. Gebbers has 15 days to appeal that fine. Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant said the accident Thursday on Highway 2 near Leavenworth, in which a semi slid on ice and ended up in the Wenatchee River, is a good reminder of how dangerous that stretch of highway can be if you're not paying attention. 48-year-old Bio Lee of Alberta, Canada, was cited for driving too fast for conditions, but Bryant said he was lucky to escape without serious injuries.
You really need to watch your speeds, and especially the windiness of the roadway. And and who knows what else he was doing. Was he paying attention? Because it's really beautiful there, especially with the river, which is raging if you look at the pictures. And if you're not paying attention, and that driver was from Canada, from Calgary, and so was the truck and the trailer registered Canada. We think Canadians, snow is no big deal, but you got to pay attention to what's going on. You got to slow down and just realize what you're doing. And that goes for cars as well. And because that vehicle was so big, it went right through that guardrail. So obviously it was going at a higher rate of speed than it should have been. Most cars will kind of bounce off that guardrail, but a large semi, even though it's empty, went right through that guardrail, down that embankment. And as you saw from the pictures, it was most of the cab, part of the cab was in the river. Well, the initial reports we got were, that the semi had went down, and the driver had got out in the semi pretty quickly, but was standing on top of the cab, the tractor part, as the water was rising into the cab. Now, most of us would think, maybe I should just hop out of here and head up there. I think he's probably had to be told by somebody, you might want to come up here and not be down by the river, because it's raging, it's ice cold. He falls in it. Now, your time of consciousness is pretty low based on the coldness and just the roughness of the river at that spot.
Well, that driver very lucky. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu, because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Chelan Douglas Health Officer Dr. Malcolm Butler said he believes Halloween activities are at least partly to blame for a recent record spike in COVID-19 cases locally. He said that gives him even greater concern about Thanksgiving. In tonight's features story, Butler said yesterday that to slow the spread of the virus, the holiday should be limited to your immediate household only.
Thanksgiving 2020 cannot be the same as any other Thanksgiving in our lifetime. Thanksgiving 2020 needs to be unique. And unique doesn't need to mean bad, right? Just like graduation, high school graduation this year was absolutely unique. The class of 2020 is going to talk about their graduation forever. And Thanksgiving this year needs to be the same. It needs to be different. And the reason for that is that there is no safe way to share Thanksgiving dinner with people outside of your household or your pod, the group of people who you are hunkered down with. I'll say that again. There is no safe way. There are safer and riskier, but there is no absolutely safe way to share a dinner with people from outside of your household. So I need you to remember that this virus is the perfect virus for infecting humans, because it attacks us when we are most human, when we are being most human. So when we do things like be close to other people, be intimate with other people, break bread, eat with other people, sing and laugh and carry on and have a glass of wine and get a little bit rowdy with other people, that is when the virus is going to tag us. Again, it's almost as if you could have planned a perfect virus, you would set holidays right in front of it, and it's taking full advantage of these holidays and how we spend them.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, let's head outside and take a look at our weather window from this afternoon. This looking south on Wenatchee Avenue. It's off on the top of the Cascadian in downtown Wenatchee. And you can see sunshine this afternoon after that early morning snow, a little bit of rain too. Upper elevations certainly picked up some snow. Reports of 5 inches up around the Leavenworth and Cashmere areas and at least 2 to 4 inches up in the Methow Valley, but not much here down in the lowlands. But it wasn't too bad a day. We did warm up as the winds picked up this afternoon, and look at that, a normal mid to late fall day here in the Wenatchee Valley, right on the money at 45 degrees. 30 was our low this morning, 32 is our normal low. Record high just 5 years ago at 67 degrees, record low in 1985 at 14 degrees. Sunrise will be happened at 7:03 this morning. By the way, I will update this precip as we get together again on Monday, and sunset this afternoon at 4:27. Let's take a look at what we can expect as we kick off our weekend. And things tomorrow will be quiet for the most part during the day. Temperatures a lot like today, maybe a little bit warmer, and then we'll see more rain develop later in the day and evening. 47 Moses Lake and Ephrata, 46 in Quincy, also in Wenatchee, 44 for you folks up in Leavenworth, and 43 the high temperature tomorrow in Omak. Tonight, expect those winds to continue as we make our way through the evening hours. Wind out of the west, 15 to 25 miles an hour. We will see some clearing skies overnight tonight. Boy, look at the wind all over the western United States. A little bit of snow still back in the Cascades as well. So travel west is just going to be rough today. Or on Stevens Pass, not a good scenario. For Saturday, increasing clouds as we just mentioned. And then look at this area of low pressure and all the moisture it's going to drag up and into Washington State. That'll be a wet one as we get into Saturday night. For Sunday, we're going to stay on the cloudy side, and yes, it's going to be a bit breezy once again on Sunday. We also have a 60% chance of mainly evening rain to develop on Sunday, with temperatures really not bad. We're talking highs in the upper 40s, maybe even some straggler 50s out there for Sunday. For Monday, cloudy skies. It's just going to be a wet one. Windy as well once again, and we'll see a 70% chance of rain. This time the moisture fetch coming up from the southwest, but that will also bring in that warm air. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy. Our chances of rain will continue to go down as we make our way through the week. A 30% chance of rain, although most of it will stay in the west. And look at some of these temperatures. These are 60s in southeastern Washington as we get into Tuesday. And then for Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies. Pretty much the same scenario. About a 30% chance for rain. It will stay on the mild side, though, with high temperatures once again near 50 degrees. And then for Thursday, the end of our forecast, things will stabilize just a little bit. Partly cloudy, just isolated showers for Thursday. Boy, right here, just a spotty shower. And the good news, it will remain mild with temperatures on Thursday, mainly in the mid to upper 40s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tonight, a 31-degree overnight low expected. A 60% chance of mainly nighttime showers tomorrow for Saturday and 46. 48 on Sunday. Once again, a 60% chance for rain. I think this will be our best chance for a soaking rain on Monday and 45 degrees. And then things improve a little bit, almost 50 for Tuesday. And then just partly cloudy and showers as we get into Thursday with a high then of 47. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
What is it to be a volunteer firefighter? Is it the gear, the training, the vehicles you'll learn to drive, the honor of protecting your community? Time, energy, sweat, sometimes blood and even tears. Every call may not be a victory. Sometimes you'll walk away wondering if you helped at all. But sometimes you will be a hero.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Friday to you. A large question mark that has arisen this week in practice for the Seahawks is starting center Ethan Posick. He's recovering from a concussion and is questionable for Sunday's game in Los Angeles. Seattle's coming off a game where Russell Wilson was hit more times than any quarterback in the NFL this season. Offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer says there's no doubt the offensive line is challenged with performing better.
We need to be better. We weren't good enough as an entire unit, myself, against Buffalo, against Arizona. But traditionally we have been. And so it's nothing that we're overly concerned about. You look at the hits last week on Russ, and there was a handful where they brought too many guys. There were some signals that we missed. A couple times, again, we didn't communicate. We had the right adjustment on, and we didn't communicate it. So it really comes down to a lot of things. If Ethan doesn't play, Kyle Fuller's a guy that, we've got a lot of confidence in. I thought he had an unbelievable training camp, probably one of the most improved players that we had. So if he has to go and answer the call, we don't have any question he'll play well.
By the way, Kyle Fuller, a guy who's never started an NFL game, could be in at center on Sunday. And oh, by the way, you're going up against one of the best defensive players in the NFL in Aaron Donald. Left tackle Dwayne Brown is looking forward to that challenge.
I got, a lot of respect in the world for him. I think he's the best in the game, and the best, defensive lineman that I face. He has a unique combination of quickness, speed, power, great instincts, a lot of moves, just a great feel for the game, so, somebody you have to game plan for, you have to be aware of where he is, stay true to your technique, not try to do too much or get too overly aggressive, and just battle, when I came to this division, going against him twice a year, it just raises your antennas up, every week, so I enjoy the challenge, we're looking forward to it, and just got to go out there and fight.
Seattle hopes its high-powered offense continues to show up on Sunday. The Seahawks lead the NFL in scoring and are third in passing. Key to Seattle's success has been the combination of Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf. Metcalf second in the league in receiving, 788 yards and 8 touchdowns. Wilson doesn't shy away from the conversation about he and DK and their approach to their future as teammates.
We talk about it all the time. We don't shy away from it. We talk about it almost every day, what it looks like, what it takes, and all off season. That's what we've been striving for. I think anytime you want to be great in anything, anytime you want to be the best in the world at something, anytime that you have a vision, I think you have to communicate that vision. I think you have to have a plan for that vision, and then ultimately I think you have to go execute the vision. And I think that's what we're in the process of trying to do. And so we're just at the beginning stages of it all. There's a lot of great players that have played, and it's great to have such a great player in DK, but also the kind of character of guy that he is, and just who he is as a person. He's one of my best friends, and we want to be great together.
Well, meanwhile, Seattle's defense should get some help up front in the form of Damon "Snacks" Harrison this week. Coach Pete Carroll says he'll get his first chance to play after joining Seattle's practice squad 4 weeks ago. Harrison says he's just happy to get out of the house and moving he and his 7 children, 7 cross-country from Detroit. When asked how he handled that, he was quick to credit his wife, Alexis.
It's my wife, man. She's a superstar, man. She's a real-life superhero. After being in a home with, that many kids for that long, I'm at work most of the day, and, to come home and, I hear my wife talk about her day, how tough it's been, and, in my line of work, I'm like, okay, that's not tough. I don't know, until I had to do it myself, and oh my goodness, man, that's tougher than anything I've ever done in my life. So, hats off to her. She's the one that makes it happen. She's making it happen right now, actually. So, it's all on her. I got to give it all to her.
Harrison and the rest of the Seahawks fly out today to Los Angeles to finish preparations for their game Sunday afternoon at 1:25. It's going to be on Fox, their game of the week. Washington State is off to a 1-0 start after a win at Oregon State last weekend. Cougs welcome number 11 Oregon to Martin Stadium Saturday, which was covered in snow this morning. Radio voice of the Cougars is Matt Chazanow. He hosts the weekly coaches show with Nick Rolovich. And they opened the show this week talking about the play of Pac-12 Freshman of the Week, Jaden DeLaura.
I think they obviously is good enough to win that award. I think there's a lot of things we can clean up and get better at and be more accurate downfield and be on time on some throws. But for the most part, I thought everyone got a chance to see how he belongs on the football field. I think he has fun playing. I think he was very competent, but with some confidence. I think he did a lot of good things in the box as far as directing the offensive line and changing protections and some very veteran stuff. So that's a nice job by Coach Stutz getting him ready to go.
Was that your expectation, and is that what you thought would happen in sending the true freshman out there, and how it all went with practice and leading up to it?
I don't know. I braced myself for a few more freshman mistakes, I think. But some of the things he put on film as far as ball security, I think those are things people are going to start keen on and seeing if they can swipe at the ball. So those are things we've worked on this week.
Cougars and Ducks kick off at 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon in Pullman. By the way, the forecast, afternoon showers and 39 degrees. You can watch the game on Fox. Washington still confident in its game with Oregon State will take place despite a positive COVID test on a Beaver player. That player and 3 others are currently quarantined. Saturday night's kickoff not until 8 o'clock between the 0-1 Beavers and the Huskies, whose first game of the season last week canceled because of COVID at Cal. Game will be broadcast on FS1. Finally, here's a schedule on the NCWLIFE channel this weekend. Starts tonight. Classic Caribou Trail League clash between Kashmir and Omak at 6:30. Tomorrow it's Eastmont and Moses Lake Volleyball at 2, followed by the Jerry Bershauer Memorial 100 and Wenatchee Valley Super Oval at 6. Then a Wenatchee Wild doubleheader on Sunday against the Penticton V's at 2 and 7 o'clock. Have a safe and sane weekend. See you on Monday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And a heartwarming story as we leave you on this Friday night. A Moses Lake police officer's good deed did not go unnoticed yesterday. Devin Perez took a quick picture of a police officer he saw outside Safeway giving a beverage and pastries to a homeless man. Perez said he had to share what he saw on Facebook because, quote, "In these challenging times, this was good to see and it warmed my heart," unquote. Boy, I guess. And if you have a video of the day you'd like to see on the NCWLIFE Evening News, just message us on our Facebook page at the NCWLIFE channel. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Of course, it's Friday the 13th, and if you are afraid of Friday the 13th, you suffer from frigatriskagophobia. That's the fear of Friday the 13th. If you're afraid of Mondays, you suffer from lunaetisophobia. I don't suffer from that. Mondays are just fine around here. And we'll get your week going on Monday with everything you need to get your week going on Monday, live and local at 7 a.m. on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And if you're afraid of Grant, you suffer from normalcy. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Kashmir. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.